y'all. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika, and this is Check the Rhymes. Thank you so much for tuning in today, y'all. I am super hyped because you know I love my 90s groups, and we are talking about As Yet today. Yes, y'all, I have Kenneth Terry Jr. of the group As Yet in the building joining me. We're going to get into what the group is up to and talk about his solo career. And I even have your fan submitted questions. So we're going to get into that. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's show. Kenny, welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I've been singing last night all day.
All right. I'm mad at that.
And you know what? This is I'm so ashamed of myself because I just realized today, on this very day, which I was singing about.
Stop playing.
You know, when it came out, it just I was like, I like this song. Like it just went over my head.
Well, that's okay. Well, now you know.
Now I was like, wait a minute.
That was the genius of Babyface.
Exactly.
I think that was one of his best songs he wrote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how have you been holding up during this crazy pandemic? What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been making sure I stay quarantined until I can absolutely get out and be safe. And, you know, I had enough time to think about what to do with my life, you know. I'm trying to figure out, do I still want to sing or do I want to venture to some other things? But I'm like, please, that's not going to happen.
I was going to answer that for you, like, sir.
Nah. So, yeah, so I just figured out, okay, well, I might as well just go ahead and start some new things.
So is that what kind of made you decide to embark on like a solo career?
Yeah, I think it's about that time.
Okay, all
you
right.
know, I feel I've learned enough about myself now I can share it with others.
Okay, well let's start there because I feel like I read your bio, but I'm like I want to know more. So tell us, who is Kenny? Who are you?
I'm originally, the bass man from the group As Yet.
And the tallest.
Oh yeah, and the tallest. And and I sing lead, but I also sing bass. And a lot of people didn't really catch on to the fact that I was doing both.
Really?
Because we would have, groups that would actually try to do our harmony, the a cappella, and there would be two people doing my parts. And I thought that was kind of funny because it's, every group has their own style and their own formula. It's not always the way you think it is.
Right.
But yeah, we had a lot of tricks up our sleeve.
Okay.
So as far as how that goes with me, I guess you could say I'm a trickster in that way because I don't mind doing different things with my voice because that's what God gave me. So I try to use it to the best of my abilities.
Okay. All right. So how did you, we're going to start from the beginning. How did you get into singing?
That influence came directly from my mom.
Okay.
My mom used to sing everything under the sun when I was very little. And I remember just about every song she ever sang.
Oh,
and
wow.
so that, as I got older, it became natural to me because I seen it and I heard it all the time. So it kind of I got that singing bug and I never got rid of it. I just kept it. And just got blessed by it. Okay. Even able to just play in it.
Well, how did you get into the group As Yet? Tell us how that happened.
Oh, I was actually working in a hotel in Philadelphia at Race and Vine. And it was the Wyndham Franklin Plaza Hotel. And I think I was a lobby attendant at the time. So I was policing the public areas and always around to see, all the different conventions and stuff that they would have. So this particular weekend, there was a music convention where everybody you could know in that town was there.
Oh, wow.
And my whole dream was, okay, well, I'm going to work until I, don't have to work anymore, which means I'll probably get my career then.
Okay.
So I was already geared toward the singing, but I didn't know whether it was going to be solo or a group. And it just so happened I met the group at that music conference throughout that day. So I was able to run into a couple of people. Didn't even know that one of the guys was in my classroom. Excuse me.
Oh, how funny.
Yep. And then, they needed a fifth member because they needed a bass singer. And at the time, they didn't have that mix right. And so my whole attribute was, okay, well, I'll sing bass, but that's not where my voice ends. I actually like to sing and, perform and do all of that too. And it's like, okay, well, this is good then. We should be okay. So we literally got together and started rehearsing. It's just that simple in Philly. All you got to do is hear somebody humming and there's a group.
So when did you quit your job?
I literally quit the job, I think, about a year later.
Okay.
A year later. Because at that point, we had started winning talent shows all around. Back when there were talent shows.
Yes, the good old days.
Today it's all karaoke. It's a whole new world. But talent shows were what we did because, it was ways of actually winning money. And it was ways of actually realizing, oh, wow, we're not as bad as we thought we were, Because we always went to these competitions thinking that we have like really, really, really stiff competition and that it's going to be hard to win. Yeah. And a lot of times it is because you never know what people are bringing. But I just think the way we locked into our harmonies and the way we, carried ourselves, it hit people a certain way. So, we got a lot of recognition for that.
You just reminded me that before the world shut down, I actually went to a talent show. So there's still a few sprinkled here and there. And there were, I believe they had, I left when they got to like the 30th person. I was like, how many more people are in this talent show?
Right. Oh, yeah. We used to literally sit all day waiting for your turn. And if you're not in that room when they call you, miss your turn for the week.
Right.
That's how it was, though.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hard in Philly, but, it was an outlet.
Yeah.
It kept people in line. They wanted to do something that made a difference. If nothing else made them feel good.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine like the competition was steep in Philly. And I recall reading, even back then, like y'all were being compared to Boys to Men. So how was that? Because I'm sure that's like, that's a heavy comparison, like how were y'all kind of like, okay, that's cool, but like we're two different groups. Or like,
no, it was. We were honored first of all because they had already paved the way just before we got there.
Right.
And it's like we were like one of the last groups of that era to really like make a mark, on the industry like that. And so it was actually good publicity, good media, because they were like, they sound like them, but that's not them though. Then they would try to compare our looks and stuff. Oh, well, it's 5 of them. It's 4 of them. Don't worry about all of that. We got the flavor that you need. Just enjoy us.
Right.
No, but we were always cool with Boys to Men though. They live right around the corner. But Mike Bass McCary, we went to the same grade school together.
Small world.
And had the same teachers and didn't even know it. All the way to 6th grade. Yeah.
That's crazy. How you don't know who was in your class? You don't remember like everybody that was in your class?
No, because it's different. It's different today than it was back then. Back then you had like 4 or 5 floors worth of kids. So it's like over 4,000 kids in the school. So when you get in your class and it's like first period, there's kids coming from all different grade groups. And they mix all in the class together. So sometimes you might not see the same people every day.
Oh, see, our classes weren't like that.
See? Well, it was complicated. But there's a lot of people.
But I'm in the South, so maybe that's why it wasn't that complicated.
Well, yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, I mean, we're right back east in Philly, so not too far.
Okay.
But that is similar.
Yeah. So what would you say has been, just taking a look back at your career, one of the biggest highlights so far? I'm gonna say so far because you've still got a lot more to do.
Wow. I take it to my parents. Both of my parents are gone now. But when we made it to the side of being professional, and then my mom and pop actually came to Washington, D.C. to see us perform. And it was like the shock of my life because I didn't expect these two people to be in the same room together because, they were married, but they were separated. So, so the little kid in me was just like, yay. Yeah. But, that was my personal highlight. And then my professional highlight is, it's a lot of them because, we got to meet everybody. And, and we got, like you said, they talked about us and they compared us boys to men, but we got that respect from, like our peers, including boys to men. So that was a highlight too. And of course, working with Kenny Babyface Edmonds because we got that magic and we were right in the middle of it, stirred up. So is
he shy? He seems like he's really shy.
Well, I don't think he's shy. It's just unconfrontational.
Okay.
So if you're the type of person that don't understand, you might look at him like, was he okay? Well, no, just quiet.
Okay. Just quiet. Yeah, I can see that. Just quiet. And I didn't know he had a lot of shade in him until the verses with Teddy Riley. I was like, oh,
right,
shady face.
Like, oh, he done grew up a little bit. No, that's cool though. I know that's all love. Yeah.
So tell me about your new project and when we can expect it and all that good stuff.
Okay, now this new project, of course, is going to be basically my story, me telling different stories and different little things about what we go through, but not just the typical stuff, but we're bringing love back in it. Because we could talk about taking the drawers off all day, but what happened to the poetry of it, or what happened to the, let's nudge it, let's kind of sneak it in. Don't just say it.
Right.
Try to keep it kind of mysterious a little bit. But so it's a lot of I've been working hard. It's me, well, not just me. It's me and Father C. The legendary Father and C. So we come together and we starting to just make a bunch of noise right now. And we're not finished, so I can't really put a date on it yet. Okay. But I'm more than positive it's going to be before the end of this year. It has to be. Okay. It has to be.
How did you two connect and decide, like, let's work together? This is going to be a great collaboration, working together.
Well, I met him along with the group. So we actually did a tune together, just to see how we would gel and work out. And it worked out pretty good. We work with anybody. We don't have issues like that. But I just continued the conversation with him because I'm like, he's coming out with his project as well. So that just put me right in the mindset of, what am I waiting on? Right. Because, my loyalty has always been with the group, and it still is, but loyalty doesn't mean I can't do what I need to do. But I feel now I just got the freedom without the stress. You know what I mean? Right. Stress of things that, I go through or have been through. So I just feel like I got my mama's blessing to move into this direction. And it's one of the things she said to me. So before she passed, so I was, I think about stuff like that.
Okay. Is there will anybody in from the group be appearing on the album, or have you gotten that far yet with it, or?
I don't know. We'll wait and see. Because it's a totally new and fresh thing. So, some may look at it as classic R&B, and others may look at it like, wow, that's different. Because we want to keep the integrity of the music, but we still want to be ourselves. So,
right.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll definitely be there's no surprise. It's definitely going to be some features of Father MC rapping on my song. So
okay.
That's a whole new thing for me.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's just like we becoming a really good team. Him being legendary hip hop and me legendary R&B. So you put them together and you'll see. It's like, oh, you're not telling me enough.
I know. I was like, now come on, I need a little bit more tea.
Okay, well. Yeah, well, we are still in the process though. But I'm thinking I have a wish list of like people I would like to work with though.
Okay.
Starting from the classics, I would love to work with Charlie Wilson. Always have.
Okay, that's a good one.
I would love to work with Stevie Wonder. Always have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love Jasmine Sullivan. That she's the next generation of Philly. So yeah, I think that would be a great collaboration.
Okay. All right. I give you, you know what, you beat me to that question. I was like going to ask what your wish list was, but okay. I'm feeling that. I like that.
Yeah. I got to put it out there in the air because people might not know who I am, but they're going to know in a minute. They're going to know.
Well, I did hear a couple little snippets of some songs, a couple of them. So maybe you could talk a little bit about those. The first one was called "You" featuring Bree.
Okay, yes, that Bree is one of Father MC's new and upcoming artists. Very, very bad, very sweet, very, very talented, and it's a duet that me and her did. See, my thing right now, since I'm still freshly making the songs, is remembering the songs that I actually did. So, yeah, it's called "You." Yeah. Okay. And it's kind of, I don't know how much you heard of it, but it's not your typical duet. Okay. So, it hits your ear different than just okay, these two are singing. Oh wow. Like it's two separate perspectives coming together. So okay.
What about "Be in Love"? I like that one.
Now,
"Be in Love" snippet though.
I know, and I didn't know how short the snippet was. And then I actually heard it, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, now that's really a tease. But I don't have a problem giving previews or stuff, but like I said, it's about remembering those words. Right. But yeah, be in love. Oh, sorry. Okay. So are you gonna, once the album is done and hopefully the pandemic, people will wear that mask and we can really fully be outside. Yes. Are you, will you be taking any lessons that you've learned from being in a group into your solo career, as far as when you're doing shows and whatever else that you kind of have on your plate as to what you'll be doing? Oh yeah, all the ingredients that made me who I am. Yep. Yes, I will. And being with the group so long, I mean, the other characters are in me too. So it's like, you never know what you're going to get sometime. But I just like to keep it fresh. Like I'm not like so difficult where I have to sound like a totally different person every time, but like just different personalities. Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah. But I'm snippets this year. It was just those two. I was like, I'm gonna need some time here to rest. Well, I mean, there's a I keep bringing it back to my mama because it was a shocking moment for me when Tim, Father MC, he came up to me and he said, I think the joint you need to do, talking about doing a cover song. He said, you need to do that song, Change Is Gonna Come. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with that song by Sam Cooke.
Yes, and I actually interviewed his brother before he passed away a couple years ago, Elsie Cooke. So I'm very familiar with his family.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is one song I could say my mom always sang. Mm-hmm. It was that song. I said I practically came out the womb with her singing that song. So
wow.
Wait a minute. You didn't just ask me to sing that song, because I actually had a few years back, I made like the music and everything because I was going to sing it for my mom. And I never got around to actually completing it. Mm-hmm. But my mom, she's all over that, the whole project, because I don't know. I mean, it's just too coincidental.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can give you a little sample of that if you want me to.
Oh, please do.
Okay. I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Well, I'll keep it short and sweet for you.
Yes.
No touch. I mean, I don't want to take it too far back, but that song is just there.
I love that. I love that. A song like that, I think, is still super even important today. Like, it's timeless. And I think the 50th anniversary of that song, I actually wrote an article about it, but I had spoken to LC about it, and he was talking about how just kind of the process that Sam went through to write that. And I thought, wow, like, and it's still here. It's crazy.
Yes. And I really, man, if he was alive, I would want to sing with him. I mean, and when it comes to melody, I don't think there's nobody better. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I used to listen to the the 8-track. My mom used to listen to the 8-track, and then that play all day. So it's not a song I don't know. So I may come across older than I am. But that's just it's just the oldies and goodies. That's all.
I'm the same way. Like I will listen to Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, Otis Redding.
Oh yeah. Oh, she said Otis Redding.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one too. Man, that's called Stanky Soul.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, I love all that old soul music, and then having it on vinyl, just makes it even better.
Oh yeah, I still got that too.
Yeah,
it's like it's a part of your history. So like you gotta. I remember when I was a kid, and I used to, instead of getting caught playing the music, I wouldn't even turn the music up. I just listen to the needle playing the record. Of course, I still got caught, but I couldn't help myself.
That's too funny.
I had to learn the music either way, one way or the other. Yeah.
So let's see here. I just kind of strayed from my questions. I know that you guys were on Soul Train, and Soul Train, that's my show. I love all things Soul Train. So I have to ask, like, what that experience was like.
Well, so you was on there twice. So we got the best of both worlds. The first appearance we made, we did it like everybody else. We performed the music, but we performed the act, but we wasn't singing live. Mm-hmm. But the second time around, we had a member change. So we actually requested. It was like we would like to prove what we sound like. So would it be possible to actually sing on the show? And wouldn't you know it, good old Don Cornelius, he actually let us do it.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. And not only that, he came out on the stage and he shook all of our hands, something they said he never does or never did. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a special moment.
Yeah, wow. I wish I would have met him.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a tall dude too. I'm tall, but he was tall, but like, I don't know. I'm trying to kind of like an Undertaker, like, right? Because he had not only did he have like a big hand, but it was big cold hand.
Right.
And he's like, "Congratulations, fellas." I was like, "Really? Are we really here?" So yeah, like some experiences we had is like we couldn't even like live in the moment because we were laughing, like in disbelief, like this didn't really happen.
Right.
But it did. Oh, yeah. So I thank you for reminding me of these things because I forget these parts.
Now, did y'all do Showtime at the Apollo? I can't remember. Yes,
we did.
You did? Yes. Okay, because I've been going through. Actually, it's on the Tubi. They have like all the episodes, so I haven't quite gotten through all of them yet. But I'm like loving going down memory lane, watching all these episodes.
Yeah. Actually, and okay, the one great thing about that one is Steve Harvey was hosting it at the time when we did it.
Oh, yeah.
And he introduced us. And that's what he had on that big old pompadour thing on his head. No, he was he introduced us and he called everybody's name individually. It was cool. It was really cool. And then we the lady with the jerry curl.
I was just about to ask you about her.
Yeah. She grabbed everybody's ankle. I'm like, we are really doing this right now.
That's awesome.
Funny thing is, one of us almost fell because she wasn't letting go. See, you gotta be prepared for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the memories.
Wow. That's awesome. Now I'm gonna go back and see if I can find which season it was, because I think there's like 15 or 16 seasons on there. So
wow, you can go all the way back in the archive. Okay?
Yeah. I'm loving it.
I might even do that myself. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what? Well, since you mentioned the group that y'all had a member change back then when y'all were on Soul Train, like who's in the group now, and are y'all still making music together as a group, or what's going on?
Well, the group right now is we still good, but right now it's just we are on hiatus for the moment because it's better to regroup and plan everything out than to just be running blind. So
yeah,
that's basically where we're at right now. So there's always a new project coming, but we're just not going to put that out right now.
Okay.
But as far as the members in the group, I mean, we still got the same members. We don't need to talk about all that, but
I was probably about to ask that, but I'll leave it alone.
No, I'm just because I mean, some people come and some people have to go.
Right.
But I just love the fact that I've been there from the moment that they made it 5 members.
Yeah.
And I lived it, and it made me, good at what I do. It made me who I am now. So I hope that, with this project that I'm doing now, that it gets received in the same way.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not Uncle Charlie. I'm not coming to teach everybody about things. You hear my story and see what it feels like.
Okay.
We all got one.
Okay. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm not so savvy about the social media thing like that, but I do have what is it?
Instagram, Twitter.
Instagram, there you go. I have
That's
one.
Okay.
It's Kenneth.Terry and the number 1. So it's I think that's how you say it, at Kenneth. Yeah, on Instagram, yeah.
Okay.
I know I sound old, but it's crazy. I know so much on the technical side about so many things when it comes to the phone stuff, but it's just certain things that I didn't have time. But now, I got all the time in the world.
Right. Well, I do have some fan submitted questions for you. They submitted these to me on Twitter, though, so you may not have seen them. Somebody. So I had to go back and watch the video when they sent this question. It's about the last night video. They were like, why did they pick that Windows 95 The backdrop, the clouds. You remember how the computer when it boot up
right. Right. Well, you know what though? That might be an interesting question, and it might even be funny. But you know that video cost about $1 million.
What?
Because
is it the green screen and all that?
No, it was back then. It was blue screen.
Oh, okay.
So and it was the technical part of it. All that stuff was just being done in the beginning stages. So yeah, we had to pay for that.
Wow. that number hurt a little bit. I'm like, oh, it cost that much, but I forget. You're right. It was whenever all that was starting up. Wow.
But that is funny though, because I remember somebody asked that question back then, and they were like, "Oh, why are they doing a Kmart video?" I'm like, it's like, look, okay, Kmart is not sponsoring this right now, so leave us alone.
Not Kmart.
Yeah. But to be, to actually let people know, we did do another video, and it was not Kmart.
Right.
But you got to understand, we saw the sun, the moon, the mountains, and the rivers. You had to put them around us. Come on, it's called being creative.
That's true. That's true. I caught the vision. I did.
Right.
Actually, I didn't even think about the Microsoft Windows background until they brought it up.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. The next question, they wanted to know if you feel like the record label really supported you guys.
Honestly, it wasn't so much that the record label didn't support us. It was like a weird connection family wise. Mm-hmm. There was conflict of interest, and that type of thing. And so we were coming from Philadelphia, but we were going over to LA where Kenny was. Mm-hmm. But you got the actual headquarters over here in Atlanta. So we bypassed, right here to go all the way over here. Yeah. So no matter how it looked, when we finally go to Atlanta, we just look like somebody's stepkids. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But we always still on the label. We were on the label, but we got through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got through it.
Okay.
We still managed to do what we needed to do to touch the world and get people to know who we were. In spite of.
Right. Yeah. And y'all were, and this is just a random question I just thought of. Y'all were when soundtracks were really the thing to go by, y'all mm-hmm. were on those. Like, did you have a favorite soundtrack that y'all were on?
Oh, it would be The Nutty Professor.
Okay.
Hands down. Simply because the video, well, not the video, but the song mm-hmm. that we did made the soundtrack go double platinum.
Yeah.
So we lucked out on that part, but I would have wanted us to at least connect that single to the second single. Mm-hmm. So that question that you asked, it's valid, because it's like, okay, well, you got a group. They're good at what they do. They already self-contained. What's wrong?
Right.
And it's like, everybody's focus and intent needed to be the same for it to go down the right way. Yeah. That's the scary part, when you got a bunch of people representing you, mm-hmm. but you don't know who's really, and that's in any part of the business. You just got to be, really, really alert and on your P's and Q's.
Right. Somebody wanted to know, what song would you have preferred that the group had dropped first or presented to the public?
Oh no! Last night, that was it. That was the one. We all agreed to that. Even when the first time we went in the studio, we cut the backgrounds to that. Mm-hmm. And then that was the very first song that we cut. And then we started the process of recording different songs. And then Kenny didn't even write the lyrics to it yet. Oh, wow. All we knew was we liked the part, and that the arrangement was really nice. But the lyrics to the song didn't get written until like the very end of the project. So
wow, okay,
it was nice and fresh. And so when we put those backgrounds on, it was like, wow, okay, yeah, maybe he did write this song before, but not this way.
Yeah, yeah.
And we already knew. We was like, okay, well, we're going to sound good. We're going to sound different because we are different. We know what makes us different, but yeah.
I know I wore that soundtrack out.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
What year did that come out? Was it 90?
96.
96. Yeah, I was in college. And yep. Dang. Now I'm like, I done took a flashback. Like, let me bring it back to the present.
See? Memories. Right. Like the corner of my mind.
Okay, and the last question, somebody said, do you prefer 80s R&B or 90s R&B? And she said, you better pick one.
Oh, it definitely wouldn't be 80s R&B. I'm sorry. I was a part of the 90s, and thank God I was a part of the 90s. The 80s was depressing to me because I guess my childhood at that time, no. And then when I listened to certain songs that sound like just the 80s, I'm like, Now Bruno, he did a good job. I can't front on that one because he gave something new and fresh to it.
Right.
But when you hear people with those same beats and the snares, no, I can't do that. That's too much. No. So yeah, no, it's the 90s. Okay. It's the 90s.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that's my favorite era though, because remember, I know stuff from all the way back to the 50s. When there was a barbershop harmony and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So I was always trying to be somewhere in the structure, whether I knew what the structure was. But yeah.
Okay, because she in her question, she was saying that she felt like the group kind of straddled between 80s and 90s, and I didn't get 80s.
No,
I didn't get 80s at all. But
no, okay, whoever that was, no. See, she's mad at somebody. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
You like no. Because when I read the question, I was like, I'll ask, but I did not get 80s at all.
No, I don't even think Boyz II Men was even in the 80s. No.
No,
don't get me wrong. There were some groups that we listened to in the 80s. But we didn't dwell on that. Like we tried to take as much information in as we could. As we got the joy out of being able to just walk down the subway where the acoustics is really, really good.
Yeah.
And nobody's around, and you can just walk in there and it's beautiful. That was the best mic without having to pay for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Growing up in Philly, you come up with ways of getting through stuff.
Yeah, we didn't have any. We don't have subways down here, so we just have to stick with the bathroom acoustics.
Yeah. Or a room with not too much furniture in it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell everybody one more time where they can find you on Instagram. Are you on Twitter at all, or just Instagram?
No, I'm not on Twitter yet.
Okay.
I don't know if people want me on Twitter.
You need to come on over to the Twitter streets.
Oh, okay. We had to see that. That's when I started going into teaching mode. Because, some people, they just go flying over the mouth, and sometimes they just think, back it up. But, no. No. I think as long as you go on there with the right intent, it'll work. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I haven't got to that part yet. But my Instagram at Kenneth.Terry1. That's where you can reach me.
Okay. All right. And we will be waiting for the album. You just let me know when it drops, and you can come back and we can dig deep into those songs and singing and everything else.
Oh yeah. We gotta sell it. You gotta sell it right. Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Check the Rhymes.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you had me.